Hey guys, I thought it would be fun to share some drinks that we have in our home on a regular basis, not every single day, with the exception of kombucha, that's every day. And we go through different kicks and cycles throughout the year, so I'll share some right now live with you, and I'll tell you about others that I don't have going right now that I probably will in the next few weeks as I start to forage honeysuckle and elderflower. Also drink a lot of tea, and I have hot and cold versions of the teas I drink. I don't have a bunch of different drinks. I usually do matcha, hot or cold lattes, and chai tea with cream and honey, hot or a latte. And then I love my hot Earl Grey with cream and honey. And that's pretty much it. Sometimes I do rooibos tea. Sometimes I do a cold brew rooibos and put it in the fridge with strawberry slices, but that's very seldom. I'm gonna show you the norm. This one is a pretty much daily drink. We do half a lemon, squeeze half a lemon in a cup, and we'll do this on the spot. I don't make this in large batches. So I'll just put out 4 cups, get 2 lemons. Everybody gets half a lemon squeezed in their cup, about a tablespoon of organic apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon of organic maple syrup. And usually I put this in a smaller jar, but I haven't yet. And then I top this off with ice. And we'll stir this up real good first, top it off with ice, and then fill it to the top with some sparkling water. And when we don't have sparkling water, which is definitely our preference, I try to always have it, but some people drink it too fast, and then we have to use regular water for this, but I definitely prefer the fizzy for this drink, but it's just as delicious with regular water. So try it both ways, see what you think. And what made me think of making this video is that I was about to make myself one of these. I call this apple cider vinegar lemonade. That's one drink, apple cider vinegar lemonade. It's so refreshing, so delicious. It has amazing probiotics and vitamin C and the yummy natural maple flavor. I particularly like the sweetness of the maple flavor versus honey or sugar in this drink. So give it a try, tell me what you think. Another incredible probiotic is kombucha. Kombucha, in its simplest explanation, is just fermented tea. I have made green tea kombucha before. I have made black tea kombucha before. There are other versions, but those are the 2 I've made. I've been making kombucha on an ongoing cycle for like 13 years now, 12 years, something like that. I just recently, last summer, started to finally, after all these years, do the second ferment. For the first 11 years, I just did the regular first cycle of it, and then sometimes we would just drink it straight after it fermented for a week. Other times, my husband had a CO2 tank that we would infuse into the kombucha so it would come out very fizzy. And then when we ran out of that last summer, I guess, I was like, you know what? I'm ready to try second ferment again. So I got the bottles. I've experimented with many flavors. Our favorites are strawberry and ginger. So basically the tea ferments for a week, then I strain it, and then I bottle it. I do 4 strawberry, 4 ginger. We loved other flavors too, and I'm not saying I'm never doing those other flavors again, but I always have frozen strawberries on hand and ginger root. So these are my go-to flavors. Raspberry and lemon is also amazing. And the second ferment with the sugars from the fruit offers the opportunity for the kombucha to get really fizzy, and it's so fun. I'm sure you've seen some of our videos when we open this and it explodes. It thankfully has never like burst out and made a horrible mess, but this whole piece has just flown off from the pressure being released. So you always leave some space and open over the sink. And if you over ferment, you might have an explosion, and then you need heavy duty bottles so that they don't just burst while they're just sitting there fermenting. So after about 3 to 4 days, the second ferment is done and you can have kombucha. I usually serve it at breakfast. I usually serve about half a cup per person because as delicious as it is, it's not really intended to be this big beverage that you just like sip on all day. It's meant for health purposes, for its probiotics. Half a cup is all you really need for medicinal purposes, and it just so happens that we make it homemade. It's super cheap. It just like makes itself, and it's delicious and a yummy little special drink at breakfast. But there's only a gallon, and I like it to last till the next batch is ready. So we do half a cup per person. Every now and then I'll let them get a little extra, but for the most part, we try to ration it. These are not quite ready yet. If they were, I would pour a glass so you could see all the fizz, but let's hear. It's getting a little fizzy, but not as fizzy as we want it. So I will allow it to continue fermenting and let that fizz build up. So far, apple cider vinegar lemonade. Make it on the spot. I do not make it in bulk. We make it as we desire to drink it. Kombucha, I make in bulk, a gallon every week and a half or so. This drink is an amazing, powerful, immune boosting drink. It's called jamu, and I make this in bulk. I do half a gallon simply because it comes out that way. It's a whole pineapple, the juice of 2 lemons, a good chunk of ginger root, a couple of chunks of turmeric root, some pepper, maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I did like a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and then one of the large coconut water, maybe 16-ounce coconut water containers. You blend it up really, really, really good in your blender. You can strain it if you like, or you can leave it just like it comes out with the pulp and put it in the fridge and have like a shot a day for a great immune boost. And this is my 3rd time making this. The family loved it. It's just yummy, refreshing, and so healthy. Great anti-inflammatory properties, immune boosting properties, and vitamin C, rich in vitamin C with that pineapple. So after this time around, I might make it again. I might wait a little while. Don't know, but this is another drink that is really convenient to just have in the fridge, and you can pour yourself a little, half a cup when you need a little pick-me-up. I'm sure you've seen many times that jar that I always have with all the lemon crammed in it. Basically, I slice up a bunch of lemons, maybe 9 to 10, and you can do as large of a jar as you want, but a bunch of thinly sliced lemons and a bunch of thinly sliced ginger root, and just pack the jar with it, and then pour in raw honey. And the honey's thick at first, but you know how soluble honey is. It will get like this consistency after it sits with the lemon for a while. So I just let it sit there for like 3-ish, 2-ish weeks, then strain it. And what's left is a lemon and ginger infused honey. And it's so flavorful and delicious. It's great for immune boost. And even when you're sick, it's just good healing properties. But it tastes absolutely delicious in our chamomile tea at bedtime. Most nights, not all, but definitely most, I will make a pot of chamomile tea for the family, sweeten it with this, and we all sleep amazing because of that. A pretty regular daily drink, not every single day, a pretty frequent drink in our home is matcha. This is the particular brand I get. There's many out there. Some are grassy and not the best quality. I have found that this one is a great price and good quality. I feel like they can get very pricey, and so just thought I'd share the one I have landed on because it's a great price for the quantity and it doesn't taste very grassy. But it is a unique flavor. If you don't know if you like matcha, you may want to start with a smaller container just in case, because it's definitely different. We love it. My kids love it. We prefer the iced matcha latte over the hot version, even though the hot is delicious. That iced matcha latte is just amazing. And it makes me want to make matcha flavored ice cream as soon as possible. This is another drink we make on the spot, just like all our teas probably, besides the cold brew that I make in bulk and leave in the fridge in the summertime. For matcha, I just heat the water to the green tea setting, and I put 1 to 2 teaspoons in a glass, a little bit of honey. Once that water is hot, I do about 1/4 of the cup and then mix up the powdered matcha and honey well with the warm water. You want lots of ice because this is hot water, so that ice is going to melt a little. So you want to pack it with ice so that it cools the drink, and then you still have ice cubes. And then you pour some half and half directly over the ice, and it's just such a beautiful drink. It looks so fancy, and it is such a nice treat. My boys each had a glass today, and it made me want one, but I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. Matcha is extremely healthy, and it's caffeinated, but it's very different in the way that it feels compared to coffee. It's like a very clean, slow release caffeine instead of just like a jittery kick from coffee. I really enjoy it. I love the energy it gives you. I love how good it is for you as well. So those are the more healthy drinks that I have on hand to show you. One that I don't have right now, but I do prepare all spring and summer, is like a cold brew herbal tea. I grow peppermint, I have mint and lemon balm in my garden. So I'll gather that and put it in cold water with some hibiscus tea, some honey, some Celtic sea salt, and I can't remember if I put anything else in it. This is like, it's been months since I made it, but then you just let it cold brew overnight in the fridge, and it turns this beautiful red color because of the hibiscus, and all those delicious herbs are infused in the water, and the honey and the Celtic sea salt is great minerals and electrolytes. So I love that drink. I'll drink it over ice on a hot summer day, and that one is also very healthy. There are a few drinks that I feel a little less healthy drinking. My masala chai latte, the iced one especially, probably because I put so much cream in it. If it wasn't for the amount of cream, this is exceptionally healthy. This is packed with anti-inflammatory spices. There's cardamom and cinnamon and ginger and pepper, and then black tea is in here as well. It's a beautiful mix. I love masala chai. It's delicious hot. It's my daily hot with cream and honey. But when I make it cold, I make a really strong brew, and then I top it off with a lot of ice, a little honey, a lot of ice, and then a lot of half and half, and it's so good. So I don't do that every day in the summer. That's like once a week. And hot, I feel it's significantly healthier hot for me because I don't put as much cream. This is not the same tea, but this is the same brand that I get for masala chai. So this one is toasty mat chai. Mate is a herb. If you've ever heard of the drink materva, Cuban soda, that's what the plant is, mate. But it tastes kind of, it's nowhere near the same as masala chai. It's not as delicious, even though it's got a lot of the same ingredients. I guess the mate is not a flavor I particularly enjoy. But if I run out of masala chai, this is a great backup. So same brand. I've tried many masala chais. This is my favorite. I'll post it in the link in the description box for you, as well as the link to the matcha that I so enjoy. And this brand is the best brand that I have found, price and quality, for chamomile, as well as for Earl Grey. It's my favorite Earl Grey I have found. It has just the right amount of bergamot flavor. It's not too much to where it tastes like you're drinking perfume, and you can actually taste it, which is one of my favorite parts of Earl Grey, is that little hint of bergamot. So I will post the link for both of these, chamomile and Earl Grey, in the description box. Earl Grey, I only enjoy hot. I brew some hot water, pour it over the Earl Grey leaves, let it steep, and then just mix in a little bit of honey and half and half. And that's my daily as well. So I usually have a daily cup of this hot, daily cup of Earl Grey hot. In the evening, a cup or two of chamomile to help me sleep, and man, it does the trick. I try for kombucha every day, or the apple cider vinegar lemonade every day, like one or the other. Matcha, not every day. That one's maybe once a week or so. And when I make that delicious cold drink in the summer, I do that regularly, every day. It's so delicious. And I'll make that in bulk. And then that jamu I've been doing most days. So a couple of other cold, delicious drinks for the summer are totally unhealthy, but they're special, delicious treats. I think I have them in other videos, and I'll definitely show you the recipes once the flowers are in bloom. But I'll forage a honeysuckle or elderflower. They bloom at different times, and it's the same process for both. You slowly simmer them with lemon and I think that's it, just lemon and sugar on the stovetop until they have simmered for a while. The lemon peel flavors the water, the sugar becomes syrupy, and the flowers have steeped, and then you turn it off and you let it steep all night. Then the next day you strain it, and what you're left with is honeysuckle syrup or elderflower syrup. And when you put that concentrate in a jar in the fridge, you can get a cup with ice and put a little bit of the syrup in it, maybe like a quarter of a cup full of syrup, and then top it off with seltzer water. And it is such a delicious summer treat. I usually make that for ladies' lunches or tea times, or just to enjoy with my friends when they come over sitting on the porch. It's definitely something I reserve for the ladies. Of course, the boys will have some sometimes, and Hector as well, but it's so special. It's like a mama's drink. So that's a yummy little tip for the summer. If you have honeysuckle on your property or elderflower, they are so delicious. If I had to choose which one's better, it's elderflower. Oh my goodness, the flavor is just unlike anything else. It's so good. So I hope you get to try. Thanks for watching today. I hope I gave you some good ideas. Let me know what you try, what you like. I'm sure there's so many other things out there that we can do with these ingredients. Please share some of your favorite daily healthy and unhealthy drinks. God bless you guys, and see you next time.